Loud and clear.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to turn towards the east, giving our glory and praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Global honors to the elders and apostles teach us this truth. Peace and blessings to the brothers pushing the word throughout the four corners. Peace and blessings to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, we should have Memphis count. Once again out here again, man, preaching his word. Man, truth and sincerity, we warning our people about the times that's coming, man. All right? Hey, and we have war on the rise, man. All right? We have evil that's about to approach the earth, man. Hey, and it's time to set our house in order. Hey, it's time to get right. Okay? Dr. Shaw, start out with Romans 13:11.
This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that is high time to awake out of sleep.
It said, and that knowing the time. What is that time talking about, man? Ultimately, it's referring to what? Perilous times, right? Go ahead and get second Timothy started the first verse. And go into that word perilous when you get second Timothy. What is it?
Yeah, 21. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
This know also that in the last days perilous times are coming, man. When you go into the term perilous, it goes to evil, spiritual endangerment, man. All right, nothing good is about to happen when the judgment is set forth. And who's ultimately bringing their judgment? Who the word English called God and Jesus. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All right? It's not a time of love. It's about to be a time of disaster. And hey, our people, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Indians, you ultimately not prepared for that, man. You see? Hey, and that's why Jacob's trouble is coming, man. Going to that word perilous. Get it in the etymology. You can read it in the blue letter. Get it in the etymology.
All right, come. This is perilous in the blue letter, and it goes into Strong's G 5467. Kalapis in the Greek, in the outline of biblical usage, it says hard to do, to take, to approach. It says hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage.
He said, well, what's that last one?
It says harsh, fierce, savage.
Savage. You know, and that's a term that, you know, our people use a lot. You know, I'm a savage. Hey, man, hey, in that day, hey, that's going to be put to the test, man. You see? When these things start to, pretty much the resources start to get touched, right? Gas prices start to go up even more. Hey, famine of food, water, hey, even famine of the word. Hey, your words, your actions, hey, they're going to be put to the test. Whatever you give your time into in America, you pretty much going to have to use that in the evil day.
This is perilous in the online etymology, and it says 13th century. It reads, full of danger, risky, involving exposure to death.
Involving exposure to death. It said risky. Hey, we coming into a risky time, man.
Yep.
What it tell you in 2 Esdras 15? Get it, bro. That's why
it was a little bit more here too. It says destruction or injury, also spiritually dangerous.
Okay, right. Spiritually dangerous, man. Just like what it say in Wisdom of Solomon, it say, gather with them, but they should receive a judgment worthy of God. You see? See, a lot of our people, hey, that's why they say they fear to talk about the precepts of man, man. And a lot of our people through these harder houses have minds has been corrupt. Therefore, they look at the Lord like as if he a joke. That's why his judgment got to come. You see? So that way he can show people, hey, I'm him, man. All right, I'm a power greatly to be feared. We living in a world where there's no shame, man. Hey, the women can do whatever they want. They can walk half naked. Men being pretty much sissies in this time. They can dress however they want. You see? everything's out of course, man. What it say? Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. No hurtful works are fulfilled. Look at the second name.
The second address, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, man. Hey, ultimately, what is prophecy? To speak before. And these are not our words, man. You see, when Jacob hear these words and hear us teach, they think it's just, something that we just came up with. No, man. They say it's not me that speaketh in you, but who? The Father, man. Yeah, get that in Matthew 10. What was it, 10 and 20?
10.
Yeah. Stay right there. Say, now you that speaking.
Go, Matthew 10 and verse 20. This is red letter, so this is Lord Yahweh Shah. It says, for it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
Right. So ultimately, man, it's the Spirit of the Father which speaketh within us, man. You see, this ain't no private interpretation, man. You don't have to go across the world to receive this message. Hey, just cut on YouTube, man. Hey, it's right here week in and week out, warning you about the evil to come. And guess what? Knowing that the Lord speaking within us, it should be more urgent than ever. You should have a sense of urgency, man. Here it is, people want to be online learning about Diddy. They made a book, a TV series about this nigga, and everybody just pretty much they focus in on it. But that's a distraction, man. You should be focused on the judgment that's coming. You should be setting your mind, hey, getting your mind in order. You see?
It's back in second address, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right, because the Lord's words, hey, they don't go out void, man. You see, hey, when we went into captivity, hey, that was real, man. You see, the Lord prophesied, and what he's saying, it shall come to pass. So even thinking about that, hey, how much more now about the destruction that's prophesied, man. You see, Malachi 4:1, the earth, hey, it should burn as an oven. You see, hey, the Lord is preheating his judgment, man. All right, hey, and hey, when that judgment is fully hot and it's set, there's nothing you're gonna do about it, man. It's gonna burn your ass, man, like your brother Thorne said. Well, words don't teach you. The fire on your ass will, man. When those missiles start to come in and judgment hitting you screaming and you see, what it say, the dogs return, captivity, troops coming in. Hey, man, you're not ready. You see? You're not prepared. I'm trying to get this quote right quick. This is the quote from Zechor Zahar. It say, when you win the war within, it's the ultimate reward. I'm going to read it again. It said, when you win the war within, it's the ultimate reward, man. And ultimately, in order for you to even know, about the things that are coming to pass, hey, ultimately, the Lord has to be that divine influence of the mind. He ultimately got to what? Open your heated land to his judgment. Because going back to Malachi 3:1, it says, is it not for you to know judgment? You see, the understanding of the Lord is judgment, righteousness, the promises, us ruling, all that is for us and by us, man. But what it say, much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. And therefore, that's why we have to prepare our mind, man. We have to get in order.
Yeah, because the Lord, he's the one that got to call you out of that darkness, out of that congregation of the dead. Because most of our people, they don't even know that it's a war being waged against them. Here it is, Esau, Edom, he's sharpening up a sword right now to come in like a great flood, but Jake don't even know it. They ain't paying attention to what's going on. That's why Esau, Edom, he put out this bread and circus. This P. Diddy bullshit that's going on right now. Got every Jake talking about it. Mine got 100, what he got? 784 dildos, 1,000 body, baby oil. All that bullshit is irrelevant. Esau Edom, he finna implant a device in you, make you into a digital slave. But Jake ain't concerned about that. So the Lord, he's the one that gotta call you out of that darkness so you can see what's going on in these times.
Yeah, and then it's a psyop. That's the type of, like the Esau play mind games. See, this main thing is to focus on conquering your mind to make you willingly submit to him.
Yep.
So it's just like there was a movie that came out back in the day. Remember that old Street Fighter movie?
Yeah.
When they took Colonel Gao's soldier, that's how they made Blanca.
Yeah.
They brainwashed him. And all they showed him was violence. They showed him nothing but atrocity. They showed him, and they programmed his mind to be a beast, to be a savage. Well, that's what you got going on in the spirit with Esau Edom ruling. He's showing you the things that he wants to consume your mind. It's called it a psyop, psychological operation.
Yep.
Okay? So the battle, the real battle is within. The real battle is the Lord. First of all, in order for you to win the battle, the Lord got to be working with you. You know? And like the brother Thor was saying, if the Lord not working with you, there's nothing that you can do. Right? Let's get I'm gonna get this, and brother gonna back me up with 2 Corinthians 13, right? This is Job 32:8. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. All right, so the Most High has to be working with you, man. Right? If the Lord not working with you, there's absolutely nothing you can do against this devil and his wiles.
Yep.
Right? That's why I say put on the whole armor of the Lord, that you are able to escape and overcome the wiles of the devil. Talking about spiritual armor. Go ahead.
This 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah Mashiach is in you.
Yeah, don't you know that the Yahweh Shah, your spirit belongs to him? So if you're feeding your spirit what the world brings, what Esau Edom brings, the Lord's spirit can't dwell in you. The Lord, he's departing from you. He said he will not dwell with a malicious soul. So whatever you're feeding your spirit, all right, that dictates what type of hedge and what type of protection, all right, what type of influence that you get from the Most High. Right? And if you don't feed it, all right, the spirit of the Most High, the spirit of the Most High is going to flee. Go ahead.
How dare Yahweh Shah Mashiach is in you, except we be reprobates. But I trust that ye should know that we are not reprobates.
So we're going to get the word reprobate in the Kadash. Get the word reprobate, right? Read that verse again.
This 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah Mashiach is in you.
Yeah, don't you know that? Don't you know that? Because see, Paul, he preaching to the church, right? The scripture said, know ye not that you are the temple of the Lord, roughly quote, right? Whose temple you are.
Yep.
Your body is the temple of the Lord, okay? So what you put in your body is going to dictate whether or not the spirit of the Lord can remain with you, can remain in you. At least you be a reprobate. Go ahead.
But I trust that you should know that we are not reprobates.
Yep. So we use the word reprobate.
God, this is reprobate in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it says an unprincipled or deprived person.
Unprincipled or deprived person. Right? Like, we did our walk talk, we went into the scripture in Hebrews, we talk about the first oracles of the Lord. Right? It's to learn His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? The principles of the Yahweh Shai are found where? In the scriptures. Go ahead.
And it says to condemn strongly as unworthy, unacceptable, or evil, to foreordain to damnation.
Yeah. So reprobates are ordained to damnation. Okay? They'll have no way to escape, right? The wiles of the devil, which is going to lead them to the wrath of the Lord. Because remember, the Lord's wrath is reserved for the wicked. So if you join forces with the wicked, if you eat of the food of the wicked's buffet, you eat the wicked's, eat at the wicked's table, the Lord can't sup with you.
Yeah.
He can't enter into you and change, because basically we're being changed. We all, our foundation is from the wicked. Like when we was born into this world, we was born into wickedness, man. Shit, before we could even speak, before we could even understand what we was seeing, like we were being shown wickedness. We were developing wicked habits. We weren't developing the principles of the Most High. That wasn't our initial development. So now we gotta be cleansed. We gotta go back, throw out everything that we was taught.
Yep.
All right? That's a fucking war. That's a war, because some things you do second nature. It's just program, it's just programmed in you. Like, damn, I'm so used to doing this and thinking this way and living this way. So when you come into this truth, that's the war. Go ahead.
This is reprobate in the Google.com, an unprincipled person. It says a sinner who is not of the elect.
A sinner who is not of the elect. Because the sinner not going, that's the difference between us that sin. Are we sinners? Yes, but we don't have the spirit to the further, like our spirit is to excuse evil, shun sin, to resist the devil. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between us and a reprobate sinner. You see? They're the true sinners because they don't even examine themselves to see whether or not, am I doing the things to please the Lord? Yeah, they add sin upon sin. They don't have no fear. That's people say, and you got it?
Yeah, well, I got it.
I thought you knew what I was quoting. They say, and don't be without fear to add sin upon sin. That's because a reprobate, he don't got no fear. That's only what a reprobate is. Somebody that's not of the Lord's elect because they don't move with the fear.
Yeah. They don't fear the Lord's judgment. Like when they commit sin, they like, man, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Hey, no harm ain't gonna come to me.
Yeah.
No judgment ain't gonna come to me. And that's the mindset of our people.
Old school Jake at the car wash when I was running my car. He walked up to me, just having a conversation, just in general. It was one of them old school Jakes that just like to talk. They like to talk. He was like, man, I'll tell you like that. He was saying some good stuff. Like, yeah, man, I was on the bus, man. This white boy kept on doing this little boy wrong, man. I smashed his head up against the window. I told him one time, leave him alone. He kept on. I smashed his head up against the window. Like, oh, okay, so you were looking out for the people. Then he went around and said, like, cause he was talking, it was really like jibber jabber. But then I was hearing him, but I really wasn't listening. But until he said some wicked shit, cause I was in agreement with him what he did on the bus. I was like, yeah, that's cool. You took up for your people, right? Then he come back and say, if the bitch trying to get at me, I'm gonna take her. I said, nah, you can't be doing that, bro. You can't be like, nah. something like that. I'll take a nigga bitch too, and this, that, and the other. What? No. See, now you going on. That's not a principle of the Most High. That's a reprobate spirit for you to be bragging about being an adulterer. You know? If a man woman trying to get with you, you supposed to send her back, you supposed to rebuke her ass and send her back to her man. See? That's another battle within. Go ahead.
Going back to the term reprobate in the Google, it said unprincipled. It said a sinner who is not of the elect and is predestined to damnation. And it said express or feel disapproval of.
Yep. This is the precept that the brother was quoting. This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach 5. It's starting at verse 4. The point is in verse 5. It started at verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering, he will in no wise let thee go. Verse 5, concerning.
Read that again.
Yeah. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach chapter 5 and verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me?
See, this is what Jacob say. Man, I sin. What judgment gonna come unto me?
Ain't nothing happening.
Yeah. See, that's the mindset of men these days. Just because judgment is not executed as speedily, the hearts of men is what is sent them to do evil.
Hey, in that country black spirit, yeah, I rob, yeah, I kill. Boasting about your wickedness. No shame.
Yeah, and you look at the round rooms, that's the only thing they boast about.
Wickedness.
Straight wickedness. Robbing, killing, sleeping with a nigga baby mama, wife, or whatever. That's the only thing they boast about.
And it says in Sirach 5 and verse 4, finishing up, for the Lord, is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go.
So he ain't gonna let you go. Just because the judgment ain't came right then and there, doesn't mean he ain't gonna get you. See, the Lord's long suffering. He can have you continue to do wickedness, then one day, have a husband was to come home one day. The husband be like, hey, don't even call the wife. Just pop up. Be like, man, I'm just gonna pop up on my wife, surprise her with a gift. God, you sleeping with his wife. And the scripture speak about you cannot bribe a husband with no gifts. The only thing he gonna want in return is blood. He gonna want to execute judgment upon you. And the Lord gonna use her husband, to bring forth that death upon you. Because you had no business, sleeping with that man's wife.
Well, scripture say jealousy is the reign of the man.
And if I may add, that's beautiful that you said that, because what did the Apostle Paul say? He said he has espoused us unto one husband. So our husband is the Lord, Yahbashim Shah. So us going after these other gods, that pisses the Lord off. You know?
It said Corinthians 13 and 6. But I trust that you should know that we are not reprobates. Now I pray to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, that ye do no evil. Not that we should appear approved, but that you should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates.
You gotta do what's honest. Okay? Because reprobate goes into rejecting. So when you do what's honest, the world rejects you. Scripture say he that departed from evil, making himself a prey. You know? Like people disapprove of righteousness. Like, man, you ain't dead. Man, she still tell me that nigga bitch tried to get at you and you ain't knocked the dust off that pussy. No, dog. No, nigga. I get the Lord will put me to death for that shit, nigga. You weak. You know, you get rejected for doing what's right.
That's why it says in the scriptures, blessed are ye when men shall separate you from their company.
That's it.
The truth, you ain't behaving in that old way that you used to behave in, that old conduct, that old man. When your friends start to see that, your family start to see that you don't celebrate holidays, you don't celebrate your birthday, you're like, damn, man, why How you changing all of a sudden? Back then, you would have smoked your weed back then. So why you ain't trying to hit it right now? Like they look at a change as something, it's something bad.
Yeah.
Like you gotta stay the same, you gotta be that same old nigga when that same old nigga gonna lead you to death.
No. Scripture say, put away that old man.
Yeah.
You know, we have to become new creatures. We come to this truth. Again, it's a war within. You know? If you know, you're strong with confidence. Like you used to be a certain, you got guys that used to get all the women. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't have no principles, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter if the woman had a man or not. I'm finna get it. They, you know, they getting all the women. You know, you had guys that used to do little Ponzi schemes and, you know, I ain't never, you know, you had guys that used to keep a bankroll. That it was by any means necessary type of mindset. When you come into this truth, the Lord said you gotta be good stewards of the unrighteous mammon. You can't serve God and mammon. So mammon goes into the money, right? So you can't be dealing with the money, even though it's filthy, it's blood money. You know, you're like, shit, motherfuckers fuck me out of the money any chance they get. Now you see somebody drop their wallet, you don't take that wallet and put it in your pocket. You see somebody drop some money, you don't take that money and put it in your pocket. You say, hey man, you drop some money. You know? You see an opportunity to hit the register at your job or take some merch and make some sales. You know? You don't do that. That's what you call walking honest, right? Towards them that are without. Somebody see you do that, hear about you doing it, man, you didn't tell me, you didn't take it. Man, you don't be thinking about taking none of this shit. No. And you don't be thinking about hitting this white man. I swear, she wants you, bro. No. Shun evil, man. Scripture tell us to shun evil. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 13 and 8. But we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
That's it. That's it, bro. And that's what we ultimately. We're not here to do anything against the truth. And even if we did, there's still nothing that you can do. Because in the end, here's the thing. The truth is going to prevail. No matter what anybody on the planet is doing, the only thing that's going to hold weight, the only thing that's going to be exalted, the only thing that's going to be glorified is the truth. So you gotta, the scripture says you gotta walk in truth. Get that 3 John verse 4.
Come on, this is 3 John chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth.
That's it. So we gotta do the things that please the Lord. The scripture say, they that do the things that please the Lord shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. You know? Say, the performance of the law. Right? So it ain't done away with because the Lord still, he's bringing us and judging us according to the righteousness, man. Okay? And we don't give a damn who like it and who don't like it. You know? The Lord said, all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness, man. He said, fear not their imaginations and what they think in their hearts. And that's what it ultimately comes down to. When the Lord say, show yourselves men, you can't give a fuck about what these weird ass people think, man. You know? They looking at you strange because you doing what's right. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 4 in the Amplified Version. I'm going to read to verse 5. It says in verse 4, in connection with all this, they, the unbelievers, are resentful and surprised that you do not think like them.
That's what get them.
Yep.
Because they, like I said, what I was talking about earlier, they've been bamboozled through the psychological mind games and war. Like Esau plays war on your mind, man. He wants you to be like him. You know, unruly. And then at the same time, he wants you to be that way so he can lock your ass up. Why do you think he made trap music popular? He the one niggas don't make trap music popular. The motherfuckers that's over the music industry make trap music popular. Make drill music popular. They the ones who dictate the airwaves, the radio play. The scriptures say, they call him the prince of the power of the air. Okay? You deal with radio frequencies. They're also known as radio airwaves. So even like everything that you watch through the internet, that you hear on the radio, who dictates that? Who rules over that facet of life? Amalek. Amalek. Did not the scripture say the Lord has
War with Amalek from generation
to generation? So you think they ain't warring against his people? You don't think they? Yeah, they know the scriptures. They know they Amalek.
And it says, value their values and run hand in hand with them until the same excess of dispensation and immoral freedom. And they criticize and abuse and ridicule you and make fun of your values. Yep.
Because they are principle. Because they reprobate.
Yep.
Like I said, that's why Apostle Paul said, though we be as reprobates, because the world look at us like we the rejects. Man, they out there on the highways, they're trying to make a mockery because we are preaching the word of the Lord. And we Hebrew Israelites, man, they are not God's people. God's people wouldn't talk like that. Yep. How would you know how God's people would talk? You don't even see, because here's the thing. You got people that read the scriptures. Then you got people that don't read the scriptures at all. Then you got people that read and study the scriptures. Just because you read the scriptures don't mean you study the scriptures. You got people that open up the Bible and read it just to say they read it. The scriptures say wisdom is the principal thing. With all thy getting, get understanding. So like the average person that do read the Bible, he don't go into the history. He don't go into like how we was going into where it says Esau was red all over like a hairy garment. Okay? Like those that diligently seek the Lord are going to go and understand what that context means by digging up the history of how they used to dye garments. Red and purple. Also, men are going to go and diligently seek out, like I looked up, can babies be born hairy? It's actually a condition where babies are born hairy. Okay? So Esau Edom could have very well came out physically hairy. Because I forgot the name of it. Look it up. I sent it in the class chat. Starting with an L. But this is the thing. We accomplish a diligent search and seeking the Lord and going into every aspect of the scriptures, going into biblical maps, like going into biblical timelines. Okay? That's what you call studying the scriptures. You might read 3 verses and have an hour study session of 3 verses. one verse. You know? That's what studying is. Lanugo. I think it's Lanugo.
Yeah, Lanugo.
Yeah.
This is Lanugo in the Google.com, a soft, fine, downy hair that can be found on fetuses, newborns, or some adults. Newborns, Lanugo is commonly seen on newborn babies, but it usually sheds after a short time.
Yeah. So babies can be born here. Okay? So I could have been born here. You know? And it also could have just been a description. Yeah, y'all got it. It also could have just been a description, right? Born. Yep. It also could have just been a description. Also could have just been a description of how Esau's appearance was in comparison to dyed garments. That they would take the skins of goats and sheep and dye them red. That's how they, that's how they wore their attire back then. That's just an example, right? What was we at?
We was in 1 Peter 4 and verse 5 in the AMP. And it says, but they will have to give an account to him who is ready to judge and pass sentence on the living and the dead.
Yeah.
And then, from there on up, that brings me, to the precept, what's that, 1 Corinthians 10? Where,
1 Corinthians 5 and 10.
Yep. 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 10. It says, no, that's 2 Corinthians.
Yeah, it's 2 Corinthians.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. And it says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach Yahushai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. Yep. It says in 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach Yahushai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
So we all gonna have to appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua. For those who don't think Yahushua is not gonna come no time soon, hey, keep thinking that way. Because the time is gonna come when the Lord do appear. As a thief in the night. And you're gonna have to be accounted for all the things that you have done in your body. You wanna sell your soul for some chump change? You wanna give it to your fleshly desire? Hey, well, the Lord, he's going to reward you for this.
Hey, finish that up.
In verse 11. This is 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we persuade men.
So that's us answering the call. Like the Lord, he's speaking to us. He's speaking to us through the Spirit, and we read these scriptures to show us that, hey, he's a God that executed judgment, right? And we gotta give an account for the things that we do.
Yeah.
Like right now, the scriptures say he winked at the times of ignorance. So we under grace, so the Lord let you get away. Scriptures say in the scripture you quoted earlier, though a sinner commit iniquity 1,000 times, it should not go well. Basically, it should not go well with him. Right? In the end, he's gonna be judged. Okay? And for all them that say, we should say evil should not overtake us. Okay? This is what the Lord said. Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you, in every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So words hold weight. You know, whether you plan or not, the Lord don't play about his judgment. You know, Jay Greer speaking and you know, preaching and like Isaiah 58 say, crying out to him. I ain't trying to hear this shit y'all talking. You know? Okay. Matthew 12, 36 and 37 was written just for you niggas. You know?
I got one for you. This is Matthew 7 and verse 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. You know, and that rock is our Lord. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai. It tells you that. I think that's in what's that, Colossians? If I'm not mistaken. Yep. You know,
So when you hear this truth, action gotta come behind it.
That's right.
You gotta do it. That's why it says in the scripture, don't be only hearers of the word, but the doers also. Cause action that goes into your faith. If you believe in this truth, hey, you gotta prove it. You gotta show it through your actions.
Show and prove.
Yeah.
it says in verse 25, and the rain descended, you know, going into that destruction. You know, Esau come in like a, you know, like a flood.
Yeah.
And the floods came, there it goes, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Nope. Going back to what the brother was reading in Matthew 12 and 36 about how by thy words thou should be justified, and by thy words thou should be condemned. You know, so when it's all said and done, you know, Lord willing, we will be found justified in the Lord's eyes because we're standing on this truth.
Yep.
Which is that sure foundation.
Yep. I got it.
Yeah, that was it.
Alright, so we'll close with this one. It's that foundation is what we stand on. Going back to the title of the lesson, to win the war within. That's the foundation is Yahweh Shai. Right? So we can through him we are more than, say we are more than conquerors. It says all things through Mashiach and Yahweh strengthen us.
Good night, how y'all doing, bro?
Right? All right, brother.
I'm staying strong.
All right. It says Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do allow not, for what I would, that do I not do. But what I hate, that I do. And I'm going to get it in another translation, right? In the NLT, it says, I don't really understand myself. For I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. You see? Because this flesh is like, it's in conflict. That's what the heading says. The conflict of two natures. The flesh is a whole other nature in itself. And its nature is tied to the vibration of this wicked society. Right? It moves to the vibration of this society. That's why you have to restrain it with the spirit. Right? I'm going to read verse 16. I'm going to continue on in the NLT. It says, but if I know that what I am doing is wrong, this shows that I agree that the law is good. All right? And how do you want to know whether or not what you're doing is wrong or if it's right? You got to study to show thyself approved, right? A workman, all right? Needing not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You have to study. You have to study yourself first and foremost. Because you are the lesson. You are the lesson. Okay? You do videos every day teaching people, and you ain't teaching yourself, your labor is in vain. You have to master self. Then those videos start to be more edifying.
Yeah. And that's why the scripture say, damn how it go. It said, find out what is evil for you. Who? Man,
Yeah,
I don't want to put you there. I don't want to put you there.
We'll end on that. You got it. I know what you're talking about too. I'll be butchering and trying to quote it myself.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I think it's in Ecclesiastes.
Now, we was News Channel 13, and if you want to walk through.
37:27.
Coming out in front of you.
37:27.
This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach 37 and verse 27. My son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it.
So when you come to this truth, you gotta prove what is evil for you. And like how the brother had said, hey, only how you gonna find out what is evil for you, hey, you gotta search the scriptures. You gotta understand that, hey, if I was to do this, man, fuck with this man, woman, or celebrate these holidays, hey, this is gonna lead to a brutal judgment in the end from the Lord. Keep going, brother.
Yep, and it says, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
So you ain't supposed to be giving yourself over to your flesh. Because as the scriptures speak about in Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. And those who lean on to their own understanding, the flesh, go off the lust of their flesh, it always gonna lead them to death. But if you walk in the spirit, hey, you hearken it to life. You following the pathway to life.
And that's beautiful you said that because, you know, the Bible slogan, victory over the flesh.
Yep.
You see, hey, ultimately, man, you gotta be spiritual minded, man. That's the only way how you can overcome these fleshly desires that's within yourself, man.
Yep.
You see? But it say before judgment, examine thyself. You see?
Yep. After yourself, that was it.
Yeah, it was one more on there. Verse 28. Verse 28 in Sirach 37:28.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Read 27.
Come. This is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach 37 and 27, and I'm gonna hit 28. It says in verse 27, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and it says, and give not that unto it. Verse 2.
Don't give evil unto yourself. All right? Don't succumb to evil. Go ahead.
And it says in verse 28, for all things are not profitable for all men.
Yeah.
Neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
That's it. You got it going.
Yeah, I ain't really game. I'm bad, Salaki. I thought you had it.
Come, this is Ecclesiasticus 37 and 28. For all things are not profitable for all men.
All things are not profitable to all men. All things are not beneficial for you. It may seem like it feels good to the flesh. It may seem like it's beneficial for you, but it's not. It's not profitable to you. It's not profitable to the spirit. Keep going.
Yep, and it says, neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
So neither have soul pleasure in everything. So you can't give yourself anything that you want on this side. Because on this side, bro, down there, everything is gonna lead to death in the end. So the only thing you need to be given profitable, more beneficial to your soul is these scriptures. Because that's gonna lead to life in the end. That's how you get the victory over this flesh. What we ain't worried, the things that we war against on this side, the flesh and the spirit.
It takes discipline.
Yep.
You have to have the discipline to not always run to your comforts and your pleasures.
Yeah, come on.
That's what it comes down to. That's how you win the war within. How about Shah gives us the spirit to do it. Right? So take it down, Ron.
Hey, come on. Hey, Lord, we edify. Hey, we're going to turn towards the east, giving our glory and praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles, teaching us the truth. Peace and blessings to the brother Christian word throughout the four corners. Hey, in the elect. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.